Rightio guys, well welcome to another episode of Full Pelt Adventures. Tonight I'm down in Geelong. I'm at the Peter Stevens, out front of the Peter Stevens shop. There's a bit of a GASGAS function going on with Danial, you know, the Dakar rider, our local boy. So he's going to be here tonight. Yeah, the shop here with Peter Stevens selling the GASGAS has been voted the #1 dealer in Victoria, so having a bit of function tonight. So let's go in and have a look. Okay guys, we're just going in now. Oh, how cool is this? $11,000 right away. So it's the 350. Have a look at this. $11,000. It's the 450. Gee whiz. So yeah, it's a pretty good shop. Look at this. Here we go, Chappie. I was talking to Chappie today, just told him I was coming to this event. I said, what do you want, mate? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to buy you, buddy? And he said, yeah, 300. I think the EC, I think that was the one he was after. Yeah, we might grab 2 of those. Have a look at that. Freaking awesome. Very nice. Lots of merch. More merch. Have a look at this. Oh, man. All the tigers over there. A lot of cool bikes. There's a new Trident. What a cool looking bike that is. Very nice. Street triples. 900, what do we got? Yeah, this is a bit of a bonus too. Got some Moto Guzzies here. Someone on my last video was asking me about the, I think it's the V85. This is it. Very nice. $2,000 right away. Very good. Alrighty. Watch me step here. More GASGAS. Oh, there's his bike here. What is this? First of all, well, look who we've got here. We've got motorcycle royalty right here, Chucky Sanders. So, how you going, Chucky?
Good, mate. Good to be here in Geelong.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming down. So, Peter Stevens, their number one dealer for GASGAS at the moment. So.
Yes, it's a new dealership here. Obviously, GASGAS is a new brand here in Australia for the KDN Group. So it's good to be here at the number one dealership in my home state in Victoria here. So it's good to come down and catch up with everyone and enjoy a good night.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming down. So you're a Ballarat boy, aren't you? Is that right?
From the Yarra Valley.
Oh, Yarra Valley.
Yarra Valley. So
okay.
I'm on the other side, about 2.5 hours away from here.
Oh, okay. So what town were you there? What was the name of the little town?
In Three Bridges I'm from. So grew up on an apple farm out there. The family's got an apple farm and just grew up riding around in the trees and stuff.
Yeah, that's how we all get going on the little mini bikes and that. So how's the arm going, mate?
It's going not too bad. It's about 5 to 6 weeks this Friday, so it's out of the second elbow operation. The first time it didn't go to plan in Saudi Arabia, and then flew back home and had to go to Brisbane pretty much straight away to get it readjusted and done a little bit better. So it's going a little bit. It's going okay. It's going good. The healing curve is just slower than I would like it to do. It's not like a collarbone, 6 weeks and you're back on the bike riding. So it's a little bit slower, but we're going okay. We've got another shoulder surgery to come up just to fix this side. The left also needs just a reconstruction, just tighten up. Had too many dislocations, so while I'm down, just fix it all up, get ready for next year.
So when will you be back on the bike? Are you back on the bike yet, or no?
I can ride and putt around, but I can't straighten the arm out properly, and it's not going to be any force. So don't tell the surgeon to keep riding around the farm. No, it's going to be a little bit of a time. We've got probably end of April might be riding.
Okay.
I hope if I'm riding end of April, it'll be really good. So we'll see how the bone's healing, and hopefully we don't have any ongoing problems with the injuries. It'll be good.
Yeah. So with the GASGAS training, what happens there? Like, how's that all work? Like, do they just sort of wait until you're healed up and then away you go? Or where do you do most of your training, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we train all sort of together with the team. They're currently in Dubai training. We've got Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge on this weekend, so unfortunately I'm not there due to the injury. But when we're back training, I've got the bike here in Australia, so I'll just head out into the desert here and just ride the motocross bike around and do that. But sort of before the races, we want to do some road book training and the navigation just to get the brain, the high speed stuff right. And that's the main thing to have really, and just to be fit, strong, ready to go.
Because I'm entered in the Open Roads Rally, which is up in Yea in 2 weeks' time. Just a local sort of get together. I think there's about 300 riders or something there, just for local people. And they're going to be doing the road book thing. So can you just show us that? Yeah, because this is. So Chucky's got I got
one of the Dakar Day 6 road book here from, I think it's last year's or this year. So as you see, we've got a lot of information here we've got to read. So this is so we pretty much just go off here. 35.7 kilometres into the stage, we'll come across this intersection, and pretty basic picture. Just hang it left, and then it'll just say like all this information. It's in French, so it's like in 160 metres you'll return to a main track. There'll be rough ruts or something like this, so danger 1, so it's not too bad, just keep pinning it. So each colour is a waypoint, so these are hidden waypoints. So like something here is like these waypoints open like 800 metres. It's got an arrow on our screen. Will open, but we still have to follow these degrees. This is your compass. Your cap heading, so it's 293 degrees through Dunes level 1, and then until you'll follow that cap until you hit this next kilometre at 26.4. You'll return to a track that's a sandy track, and then your degrees should be 310. Moi is average, so that's your average. So it could adjust 20 degrees left or right from that. Yeah, you just like obviously on the bike we have the screen to see where we're at. So it's going off that's only 20 degrees really difference from there to there. So it's probably a little bit sharper than what it should be. So it just depends on the computer and the guys designing the track. You know, like with everything. So yeah, it's just really important just to make sure you hit this, you validate this waypoint, and this is matching, which is normally pretty safe to guarantee you're on the right spot here. So
yeah, okay, so you know, you'll be looking at that, and okay, you click that one, I've got another 3K to play with until I've got to start thinking about this one, you know? So it keeps you bloody busy.
It does, especially at high speeds and stuff.
What's the red one?
That's a safety waypoint.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So they've just put a new note in here. This is from when they open it, it's just a new note. So could have been just to make sure we're on the right track and going to the right direction, the right spot. So it could have been something tricky there. They wanted just to make sure we all followed the correct path.
Yeah. So that's the biggest, I suppose one of the biggest hurdles in the Dakar is the navigation, isn't it? You know,
100%.
Yeah.
And surviving, making it to the finish, get the body there. So navigation is a big key to winning it.
Yeah, exactly. So you spend a lot of time training on the navigation.
Yeah, we do, especially the last couple of months going in. We're making sure we're training a lot with the road books and trying to do a few every week. The last 2 months of training is pretty intense, and a lot of these road book works just to keep everything going. So it's draining, but it's what you need to be competitive up the top.
All right, well, look, thanks very much. I know there's heaps of people behind me. I better hold everyone up. But look, thanks for your time, Daniel, or Chucky. And I'll grab a couple of bloody posters and stuff. And thanks for that, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, guys, well, I'm here with the other GASGAS rider tonight. This is Hayden Mel Ross, and he's one of the new GASGAS riders, apparently. So, Hayden, just tell us a little bit about. I'm just trying to get out of the sun there. Just tell us a little about your journey. Where did you come from?
No, it's been a bit of an up and down journey, I guess you can say. I mean, not many motocross athletes have a smooth sailing journey where everything goes according to plan. But I won a lot of junior titles as a junior here in Australia. A lot of Australian championships, a lot of state championships. I think I ended up winning 10 state championships in New South Wales throughout my junior career. And then when I went pro, when I turned 16, 17, I went pro. I actually went to America and lived over there for a little bit, which was really cool, really good experience. And did a lot of racing. Raced at the iconic Loretta Lynn's, which was really cool, and finished up 4th 1 year. So absolutely loved it. But then I ended up coming back home to Australia. Got a bit of homesickness and whatnot. So I come back to Australia and raced a couple of years here in Australia. They weren't too great of years in Australia. But then I got another opportunity to go back over to the US, and I went back over there and spent 4 years there training with Tim Ferry, which is one of the best American motocross riders to ever do it. So I trained and lived with him for 4 years, which was really cool. I learned a lot, raced the AMA Supercross, and finished up. My best overall finish was a 10th in the AMA West Coast Championship. Finished up 6th overall at one of the rounds, which was my personal best round finish. But I loved it. I learned a lot. And
that's insane riding.
It was. I had a blast. But it just it got to a point where I'd been there for 4 years, just chipping away at it, and kind of just going through the motions. And I was always on the crisp of getting that really good ride. And it just got to the point where 1 year here in Australia, I got a really good offer from KTM. It was in 2019. I got a really good offer from KTM, and I was like, you know what, let's just call it quits in America for the time being and come back and race in Australia where friends and family are. And we did that. But first year in professional motocross racing here in Australia, we finished up 3rd, which was really cool in the nationals in the 450 class. I actually got to race Chucky at one round. He jumped off his enduro bike because he was doing the the Australian enduro circuit that year. He jumped off his enduro bike one round to come out and race at Broadford, which was pretty cool. So you got to smoke him a little bit around that track, which was cool. back in the day, but then yeah, obviously the following year I signed a 2-year deal with Monster Energy Yamaha, which is run by Craig Dack, which is a pretty well-renowned team.
He's my era.
Yeah, pretty well-renowned rider and a well-renowned team, and unfortunately that was when COVID hit as well. So 2020 in Australia we didn't race at all. In 2021 we got to do 3 rounds, and unfortunately, well, 1 round was really good. I finished up 2nd overall at Canberra in the 450 class, but the other 2 rounds weren't my best. I was coming back from injury, so unfortunately, I guess in a 2-year period I only got to race 3 nationals for Dakar, and I guess they wanted to go in a different direction with a different rider, so that's where GASGAS approached me, and that's where I am today. Ended up on with a great company with a great bike, and keen for 2022. So yeah, it's still the same. You know, we all call ourselves GASGAS is. I'm owned by the same owners as what Chucky is. You know, it's called the KTM group. They own everybody. They own Husky, GASGAS, and KTM. So we're pretty much all owned by the same person. You just got different sanctions in different countries. That I ride for Australia. He rides for a team over in Europe that do the whole Dakar and all that type of team. So type of racing. So it's just everybody has their own piece of the pie. So yeah, I'm just based solely and wholly here in Australia, racing for GASGAS Factory racing team here in Oz.
So how long is your contract for at this stage?
At this stage it's only 12 months. 12 months, yeah. So we'll do 12 months this year, and I just wanted to see how it was going to be, and then after that, if I do plan on having a great year, which is what I want to do and want to accomplish the goals, then I'll go for 2 years after that and just see where it goes.
Well, thanks heaps, Hayden. Lovely to meet you, and all the best in your career.
Thanks, mate.
Hopefully 2022 is going to be a good one for you, mate.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
And of course our special guest is Danial Chucky Sanders. So we're going to get him up to the mic now. I'll introduce you to Aaron. Aaron's a dealer principal here at Peter Stevens Geelong, and he's going to have a chat to Danial just about his Dakar bike, and we really appreciate him coming out. So put your hands together for Chucky Sanders, folks.
As Scott said, massive thanks for coming out, guys. It is a big special event for us, to get number 1 GASGAS for the first year out. That's a huge achievement for us. So super stoked, and thanks heaps to the team. A lot of hard effort's gone into it, so thank you. Big thanks to the guys from GASGAS as well. Huge support in store. Like a bit of rush to try and get this stuff done. Even though it's 12 months into it, COVID does like to slow stuff down, as everyone's probably well aware. But yeah, thanks heaps, and a big thank you to the boys coming down and joining in. So, Chucky,
how you doing?
This bloke, I'm pretty excited to be standing beside this guy and have a chat to him. So he's been on my radar for someone to meet for quite some time, riding his place, doing events, and following him for the last few years. So yeah. Let's talk about you.
Perfect. Thanks for having me here tonight. Everyone coming out and asking some questions about what I've been up to and healing and stuff and all that. It's great to be here and to join the number 1 dealer in Victoria. Should be. I'm sure next year we're going to go take it over as the Australian dealer. So no pressure, boys and girls. Let's make it happen.
See how we go.
Yeah, let's pump it up. So yeah, awesome to be here, and good night. Thanks for coming.
Perfect. Now about your bike, this one is a practice bike, I believe. It's not the bike you crashed on.
No, because that's in like a field of 1,000 pieces.
I was going to ask you how bad was it? How bad is the bike? Like, pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty bad. The wheels were like triangles, and the frame was bent. Triple clamp snapped. It was a pretty decent crash on the road. So definitely would have been pretty rough.
There's a few some things we'll go through is the airbags very shortly as well. Some pretty impressive stats about that. Pretty cool stats about how many G's it pulled. That's the first one I saw was like, wow, it's well above fighter pilot sort of pulling G's. But more about your bike, like why this bike? Like what makes it so good? Why is it easy to ride? How do you have the sand dunes?
Yeah, so this is exactly what I raced at Dakar this year. It's identical, other than now we're not running these water tanks down the bottom. You used to have to carry 3 litres, it was the rules, so, and then the tools used to be under the seat here, so I used to run, you're not allowed to run like a bum bag and carry tools on your body, unlike enduro, so now we have the tools underneath on the bash plate. But yeah, this is exactly the same as what I raced pretty much at Dakar, other than the design of the plastic. So yeah, she carries about 34 litres, 35 litres of fuel. So there's 2 tanks in the front that split. So if you have problems with the bike, you take off one side and work on electricals or fuel or something like radiators, you can block off. So the bike's designed to, if there's any problems out in the race, because it's a 12-day race, so it's a really, really long rally, and you could be out there, all day. So we pretty much just ride it and hope we don't crash and damage the bike, so we don't have to fix it. And we have our mechanics we can give the bike to at the end, and they service everything, go over everything, which helps out a lot for us, so we can just focus on recovering and sleeping and eating as much food as we can, because we eat nothing during the whole day pretty much. So it's pretty crazy.
Tough gig. Fuel range, how far can you get? Can you do a full day?
Touchy subject, that one. One of the last races I ran out of fuel at the World Championship, and I lost my 2nd place, so that one hurt. But I think that day I got 230 in heavy sand in Abu Dhabi there. So yeah, the stage was about 240.
So what happened? Just run out of fuel, or missed a fuel stop?
No. So we had a road section in the morning, which is only 35 kilometres. There was a fuel stop there that was our team didn't pick up on it. The Yamaha guys did, and a few other people. Unfortunately, I didn't get the memo and thought they didn't say anything about it. And they said, "Yeah, just go send it. Last day in a good position, push as much as you could." And yeah, I did, and unfortunately, I just ran out of fuel. But yeah, it is, and it's crazy the difference, because it's 30 kilos difference of weight on the bike as well. So it's really important when we get to a fuel stop during the day, and if you are running on empty tanks, that when you take off again after you refuel, your bike's going to handle completely different. So it's really hard to set up suspension for 35 kilos difference of everything. So it's
I've had a few guys ask me, and I'm probably one person that, how do you read this at speed?
It's just like reading a Melways while driving around Melbourne, isn't it?
Yeah, 100 km an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So, and passing camels and other riders and stuff, and you're done. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. This whole navigation thing. It's not like you're following a marked course out in the desert. You get this paper scroll given to you in the morning. We have 20 minutes to put it in, and we have our kilometres on our left-hand side, on our left box on it, and also on our front screen here, see kilometres, so you can match it up pretty easy here. And then on our right screen here, we have your degrees, so it's your compass. It's everything you need to follow when you're off a track, and you need to know exactly which track to take, and it's really important for that as well. So that's pretty much how we make it through each day in Dakar. Is we have to put the road book first before any speed or anything. Like, if you can't read that, you're not going to win the race or make it to the finish line, because that's also got your dangers marked in there as well. So if you miss a danger, you could miss a big drop, or the dunes could be really dangerous as well. So yeah, it's really important to put the road book first over your speed and everything else.
So that's how you gauge what sand dune is going to be, how steep and how hard you can hit it.
No, in the sand dune sections, we could just be following one straight line, like the cap degrees for 10, 30 kilometres, just a straight line. So there's not if there's a danger one, it wouldn't be in there. It would say level 1 dunes, level 2, level 3 dunes. And they can also say broken dunes, so they can be cut on the end, which is when everyone says there's a drop off dune or something. It's normally pretty dangerous. Little
sketchy. I don't know how you guys do it. I understand that now, but still, to be doing the speed you're doing, just hitting these sand dunes blind, it's pretty sketchy.
Yeah, it is. It's just learning as well, different sand dunes. So every race I went to last year, the World Championship, we go across different deserts, so you get different wind, different weather, different sand, so it's really important to, over the first few sand dunes, you know, gauge them, know if they're soft, if they're hard, the shape, if the wind's blowing, you know, forwards, you know, like at you, you know, you're going to be able to sort of jump because it's normally rolling on the other side, but when it's rolling like this and then cut on the other side, that's where the nightmares come in, and you don't want to be in that side of the dune for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's been 6 weeks nearly since the elbow operation. It's been pretty rough time from that, but yeah, I've got the elbow shoulder coming up Friday, fly to Brisbane tomorrow, get that done, and then hopefully that's 6 weeks and everything goes well with that, and then really start with the rehab. And was planning to do Fink, we're still not sure if we'll get there or not, so we'll keep eyeing that, but I think I'll be able to get Haddo Desert race in, and then after this, go straight back to America for testing.
I think we've got a spot for Haddo if we'll let him on our team. Scotty? Yep, can we fit him in? Yep, John?
Can I ride this thing?
Yeah, sure.
I think I only need one fuel stop, I can nearly do the whole race on it too.
Very nice. Thanks for your Chucky, it's very
My pleasure.
huge pleasure. I'll get Steve to come over from Alpine Stars to talk about an airbags and how good they are.
So basically with the airbags that Daniel's been wearing now, this has been in development for close to 20 years now. It started in MotoGP and it was just for collarbones. So they found that people were losing a world title over just a simple small crash, break a collarbone, lose a world title. So they developed these airbags that would protect collarbone injuries. From then they've slowly progressed to where they are now in MotoGP. And then the flow on from that has been, we've been able to, now we've released them for the road and we've released them for track days. So basically anyone now can buy an airbag that you can use on the road. In fact, with the latest one we've just released, you can use it on the road and you can change it to a racetrack mode as well, so you can use it for either or. It's a lot different to what Daniel's been using in that his is an enduro version, so it's got a lot different algorithms in the software to cater for a lot more crazy stuff that he's doing. The road race one is specifically designed for road racing, obviously, so it's just looking for really big crashes. But the street one is a really sensitive unit, and the street one you can actually be stationary, sitting on your bike at a set of lights, get hit by a car, and it'll deploy before you've actually hit the car. Or if a car was to pull out, you can imagine you hit a car on this bike, as an example, like most adventure touring bikes. By the time you've hit the car, there's a lot of stuff you're going to hit before you get to the car. These airbags deploy in 0.25 milliseconds so that's a quarter of a second, they're fully inflated. So that's 180 psi forced into these airbags by an argon canister and a pyrotechnics charge, so they're filled almost instantly. So by the time you've got to the screen on your bike, it's fully inflated. So if you hit that, you go to the ground, all that sort of thing, you're completely covered. And the street one now, just similar to the one he's been wearing, it's shoulders, elbow, torso, back and front. I've got a sample demo one here, so we can actually put it on people. I'll get Aaron to come over and I'll put it on him just to show you what the coverage it gets. This one's pretty slow as far as how quick it inflates because it's running off a compressor, not all the proper charges. The other beauty of this new one, which is called a Tech Air 5, this is all run from an app on your phone. So you can literally turn it on and off from your app on your phone. You can check your battery life, you can update software, all that sort of thing just from the app on your phone. And this particular model here, you can wear this under any outer garment. So this can be worn under a leather suit, a leather jacket, a textile jacket, a summer jacket, anything like that. So in the case that it's going to need to deploy, there are multiple sensors. There's gyroscopes involved and accelerometers in the vest, and they're all talking to each other all the time. And then once 2 of the 4 agree that there's something not quite right, it'll deploy. And so once it's decided that, it'll end up looking something like this.
What's that, Scotty? I'm going to wear it out tonight.
You can skip a couple of gym days with these. So.
Very nice. 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 Very it's pretty tight. Like you can see, like you're going to have a big off. It would be pretty good beer.
The last year, because it's compulsory, so Moto 3, Moto 2, Moto GP is compulsory now, and the last 2 years they've dropped collarbone injuries by 85% from wearing airbags.
Makes sense. Pretty cool.
Chucky?
Yep. You've tested it? Yeah, I've tested it a couple of times, that's for sure. So, and yeah, last time I was wearing it, definitely saved my life. So I was very fortunate to have this on, and yeah, I've been using them for a year and a half now. So really good technology, and yeah, like Steve was saying before, with it, we've got an elbow down all the way down to a sleeve as well. So I had this on during my crash, and the best thing about it too, we get to actually see, like we can tell everyone like, oh, it's a huge crash, I can come off like 100 k's an hour and slid along the road, but then these guys can actually plug it into the computer and give us the actual details from it. So it was really cool to have L1 Star give the actual report back from the crash, and they actually, because I wasn't unconscious at all and I remembered everything that happened, I was like, oh, how many times did it roll? And they're like, okay. Off the top of my head, I think I was traveling around 120 k's an hour on the bike, and I hit the front brake, and immediately I went onto the left-hand side, slid my crash, tucked the front wheel, slid along the road, about 100 to 110 k's an hour, I impacted the curb, and yeah, it wasn't just like a little curb like that step over there, it was like over near those giants over there, those massive guys standing up. It was like a good foot off the ground, just into a square edge, and the airbag recorded at 27.7 Gs, which is, I got equal record with Mark Marquez after he stepped off the bike at, I think, Magello at like 330 something k's an hour. So it was cool to have that record, but it would have been cool to see actually how hard I hit it. So I impacted all through the left-hand side, and going off, before I even hit the ground, the airbag already deflated because it goes off your forces and vibration and everything off your bike and your body, and sudden change of movements and stuff like that. But yeah, this definitely, I knew when I slid in, I slid on the road for 1 second. First impact was 27.7 Gs, and then I rolled 3 times from there, and there's the footage of my hydration pack that exploded. It was just a little wet patch every time I pissed my pants going along the road there. So yeah, I was really lucky there, and it stays inflated for about a minute. So I'm laying there, like as soon as I knew I was crashing and it was going to be the end of my race pretty much, sliding into this thing, I knew I was in safe hands, and look, I was just so glad I had it there because it saved all my internal organs, and yeah, only some bleeding in the ribs, but in my kidneys. But other than that, I wouldn't have wanted to know what really would have happened without it. So, and same with some other guys, like we're really fortunate to have this in Dakar Rally, because at the high speeds we're at, we'd never know. Like you can just look down at your paperwork here, like your road book, and you could just hit a rock with your front wheel. Like it's so sketchy out there sometimes, so you have to be focused 100% of the time. And even on the road section in the morning at 4 o'clock, when I was just cruising along, listening to some music for 200 k's on the road, and something crazy like some stupid design in Saudi Arabia with the road can take away your 7 months of training. So just like that, it can change. So it's pretty crazy.
So the version that Chucky's been wearing, it'll be released in Australia later this year, but it's basically like a safety jacket you would normally wear for enduro riding, but it's going to have all of that technology of that vest inbuilt into it. They've even come as far now as you can, once it's had a deployment, you can send it back to us, or even just bring it in store, and it's literally just changed the 2 canisters over now, so it's almost a 5-minute fix and you're back on the road. It's not like your car where airbag deploys and it's got to go back to Holden or it's a write-off and that sort of thing. It's literally back in 2 canisters, a quick check over, and it's only after 3 deployments you even need to have the bladder changed. But yeah, the beauty of being able to run it on your app, you can literally change the modes when it's on. You've got lighting system on the front of it, so you know when it's on and how much battery life it's got. When it's fully charged, you're getting 32 hours of ride time fully charged, and if it gets low, you can literally 1 hour of plug-in, you can gain 4 hours of more ride time through it. So it's come a long way, and the technology is amazing, and yeah, to save riders, and even at MotoGP level, those guys, they can push 100% on Friday and Saturday, and to have that massive crash when they're really pushing, they know come Sunday morning they don't have all those, oh yeah, I've been hit by a bus. that's gone now. They can literally get up, and as long as they haven't broken lower legs and stuff like that, they're good to go. So yeah, it's a really good technology that's keeping riders safe and hopefully saving a few injuries for sure.
Awesome.
No worries, Aaron.
No worries. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Nick, Chucky. Absolutely. Thanks, guys, for coming down. We're still open, guys, so if you need to do some shopping, knock yourself out. Thanks for coming down.